Hey guys, I wanted to share what is a huge pet peeve of mine, which is talking a huge game and not backing it up with hustle, with work ethic. And I see this so often where people want so much and they say that they're going to go after so much and then they just don't back it up with any kind of work or effort, or they do for like 3 seconds. Even somebody that I'm working with right now who just last week was like, I'm ready to like put in the time for myself, my personal development. I'm tired of not being able to come through for my family. I'm going to put myself in a completely different position, right? And then the following week, this week, already this person's operating 80%. And I just see it time and time again. And I just think it's so ridiculous because I just feel like these are people who, like, decades down the road are like, why didn't I ever have an opportunity? I never had an opportunity, right? It's like very the blame game down the road. Well, if somebody would have come through for me, or if I would have just been lucky like so and so, or I never, like, it's you. Like, you put in the work, you put in the hustle. And I just don't understand, like, why people don't get that. So, like, how often do you talk a big game about doing something and then you fall off the wagon? Like, how often do you talk about, like, hey, I'm going to wake up earlier, and then your alarm goes off at 5 o'clock the next morning and you snooze? How often do you say, like, I'm going to get my ass back in the gym, and then the next time it comes to, like, or maybe it's just, maybe it takes 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 times, and then you go to the gym and you're like, nah, maybe just not today. Do you realize that, like, every time you do that, you're forming like a small pattern that turns into a habit, which turns into your character. Robert Cabot, Henry Cabot, he's a successful author, and he has coined the definition of character that I think is just unbelievable. And he says a character is the ability of somebody to follow through long after the moment of excitement has passed. Think about that. Your character is defined by your ability to follow through on a decision long after the moment of excitement has passed, which means when you're tired, which means when you're not feeling well, which means when it's a holiday, which means when it's a special day for you, which means when you don't freaking feel like it. Like, what do you do during those times? That's your character. And you should only be talking the game that you can actually back up. Sure, put your back to the wall and talk a big game, but back it up with action. I just think that so many people just miss that boat, and again, just down the road, they're unhappy with where they are, and it's like, well, I never got a big break, or so-and-so's just so lucky. Guess what? He or she is not so lucky. They put in the time, they put in the work, and they put themselves in a completely different position when they didn't feel like it, when they were sick, when they were tired, when it was a holiday, when it was their birthday, when it was their anniversary, and as a result, they have certain things that when 10 years ago they talked a big game, they gave themselves. So I think it's really important to look at, like, where you potentially could be doing that in your life and call yourself out and, like, decide to make a change and follow through, because it's your character and it's your life. So I just really wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you guys get something out of it. Everybody have an awesome night. We'll talk to you guys later.